Hey everyone, welcome back to another CollectA review. Today we'll be taking a look at their standard Baryonyx, which is part of their new 2020 lineup. I ended up getting this figure from Everything Dinosaur. It retails for just over $7, and I'll leave a link in the description to Everything Dinosaur if you'd like to order one for yourself. Getting back to this standard Baryonyx, this figure is the little brother to the deluxe Baryonyx that we got last year from CollectA, and I was really excited for that deluxe Baryonyx. The promotional pics looked fantastic until I saw in-hand pics, and I just did not like the way that jaw articulation looked. One of the things I've been most critical about CollectA is that their jaw articulation just isn't that great looking. I think it really distracts from the sculpt. So I did plan on getting that deluxe Baryonyx, but I just kept pushing it further and further down the list. I was just getting stuff I was more interested in. But when CollectA announced a standard Baryonyx for this year without the jaw articulation, I knew I had to pick up this figure, and I am not disappointed. Personally, I think this figure looks a lot better, the head anyways, than the deluxe version. As you can see, this figure is a lot smaller than its deluxe big brother, but for just over $7, this is still a really great figure. So let's do a couple quick measurements before we take a closer look at this figure. This figure is just about 7¼ inches long from the tip of the tail to the tip of the snout, and just about 2.5 inches tall off the base to the top of the head, and about 2¾ inches tall if you count the height of the base. Baryonyx was somewhere between 25 and 33 feet long, even though the holotype is thought to be not full grown. That would put this figure somewhere in the 141 to 154 scale range, depending on what measurement you'd like to go with. Moving on to the pose of this figure, it's sculpted in a standard walking pose, just like its deluxe version. The coloration is mostly a rusty brown color. You do have some highlights of a brighter orange along the leg side of the belly and the arms, and a little bit on the tail. You have some dark brown blotches starting at the tip of the nose, going all the way down the body, turning into stripes, going down almost all the way to the tip of the tail. The head is done in a very light yellow coloration with just a dab of red on that crest right between the eyes. So let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with the head. There's that little dab of red paint for the head crest between the eyes. The eyes are painted in black, just like pretty much every other CollectA figure. The teeth are nicely sculpted. They are painted in white. You got the nice notch right here on the upper jaw. Inside the mouth, there is some pink paint. You can barely make out the base of the tongue if you look at the back of the throat right here. The bottom jaw looks a lot better on the standard version compared to the deluxe version. Like I said, the deluxe version had an articulated jaw, but just the way the articulation was cut, it made the back of the lower jaw right here look very wide and triangular. It really took away from the head sculpt, so I much prefer the head on this deluxe version. On the standard version versus the deluxe version. And right here at the top of the head, you got a nice row of spikes that goes all the way down the back, getting larger near the hip, and then breaking off into 2 more rows at the base of the tail, and then going back to a single row, continuing to the very tip of the tail. That looks really nice. This is very similar to what they did on the back of the standard Brontosaurus that they did. And then going to the arms right here, you can see the heavy claw, for which this animal is named after, is painted in gray and is larger than the other 2 claws on its hand. The arm is very well sculpted. Going down to the hind legs, you can see the leg is very well muscled. And this figure is mounted on the base. It's actually one of the few figures, or might even be the only figure this year in the 2020 lineup, that is mounted on a base. It seems like CollectA is getting away from bases going forward, which I'm fine with. The bases never really bother me, but I know bases bother some other people. But I have to say the base is very well sculpted. You got some nice plant leaves sculpted in there, a lot of nice texture in, and it seems like, you know, it's made out of this glossy plastic. It gives the base a like wet, muddy look, which looks really nice. And then going down to the main body, you can see all those brown splotches. There is a very faint sculpted rows of like osteoderms along the side of the body right here. They feel really nice when you rub your thumb over them and turn the figure over. You can see the underside is painted in that light yellow color, just like the head is. It goes all the way down to about the midpoint of the tail. You got a lot of nice belly scales sculpted in there. And all in all, this is a really nicely sculpted Baryonyx. I do much prefer the look of this one over the deluxe one. Yeah, I kind of wish the figure was a little bit bigger, but for just over $7, there's not much, you know, you can ask for that price point. I think this is an excellent looking Baryonyx figure. All right, let's move on with some comparisons. Here it is with the old Carnegie Collection Baryonyx. I was really hoping Safari was going to give us an updated version of Baryonyx this year, but that did not happen. I bet you for 2021, we'll see an updated Baryonyx from Safari Ltd. And here it is with the figure Papo likes to call a Baryonyx. Let me just rearrange this a little bit. Yeah, there it is. Oof, that is definitely one of the ugliest looking Baryonyx figures I've ever seen. And here it is with the Mattel Baryonyx, which is, really not that accurate looking. It's just based on a movie monster. And here it is with the deluxe 2015 feathered T-Rex, because I just happened to have it out the other day for a photo shoot. And here it is with the rest of the CollectA 2020 figures that I picked up so far. Here it is with the Bahatosaurus, the Fukisaurus, the deluxe Protoceratops. And let me just rearrange my camera. And here it is with the deluxe Microraptor, which I have to say I am really impressed with this Microraptor. I think it's a fantastic figure. I can't wait to do the review on that one. So final thoughts on this figure. I like this standard Baryonyx much better than its larger deluxe version, mainly because of the jaw articulation on the deluxe one. I just really felt it took away from the head sculpt, and it looks a lot better on this figure. Since this figure does not have jaw articulation, the whole head looks a lot better. But if you do have the deluxe version and you're happy with it, that's fine. Personally, I just was kind of disappointed by it when I started seeing in-hand pics of it. And also, for just over $7, this is a great Baryonyx figure. You cannot go wrong. It's a nice figure. CollectA figures are, especially the standard ones, are very budget friendly. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I ended up getting this figure from Everything Dinosaur. The link is in the description if you'd like to order one for yourself. So that will pretty much do it for the review. I just have a couple more CollectA figures to review: the Microraptor and Fukisaurus, and hopefully in another few weeks or months, the other figures from their 2020 lineup will be available. I'm really looking forward to the Mapusaurus and their Allosaurus. So as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you for the next one.